Navient is a student lender. We had broadened our base and started working in some other areas of business. And a couple of years ago, we decided that it was time to focus back in on what we do best, making sure that people who wish to attend higher education have that opportunity.
We're constantly looking at the product and looking at the customer experience, trying to understand where are those breakpoints, where can we make improvements so it's easier for our customer.
Our legacy footprint was actually to have everything on premise and do everything internally.
It was becoming more and more difficult to keep up with trends in the market, to be nimble, to focus on the needs of the consumer. So we decided to make a change and shift from on-prem into the cloud. And when we decided to do that, we needed a good partner to lead us.
Using both AWS and Presidio as a partner has allowed us to make investments in things and scale up and scale down in a very efficient fashion. It really enabled us to achieve our cost savings goal. So we'll save over $400 million per year on an ongoing basis, of which we were spending $3 to $4 million a month on our legacy data center. We've been able to reduce our technology footprint by over 90%.
Our infrastructure technical teams are now afforded the opportunity to take time and learn through experimentation and training and things, how to do things better in the cloud. We got there. Now, how do we make it work really for us? Presidio put us on the right path.
AWS and Presidio and Navient together in one room has really given us a series of opportunities that we will begin focusing on to take our AI usage from the level we're at today into much more advanced aspects, both internally and externally.
So really, ultimately for me, this means really the speed at which we're able to deliver. The amount of time from really conceptualizing a project or an idea to implementation has been cut significantly.
It was one of the greatest accomplishments of my project management career. I can't thank Presidio enough for everything that I personally learned from them as we were moving forward. And the partnership between the project management staff was excellent.
The value that Presidio brought to us was they did it with us. They shared the experience and they used every opportunity that we could find to teach. And that was what we were able to achieve.